Well, hello, YouTube. Hello, Joseph. Just catching up. I've had to set everything up. Right, this week's Sunday live show come on a bit earlier. It's 5 o'clock, and I thought we'd talk about cancelled TV shows. I've been watching quite a few of them over the weekend. There's endless amounts on YouTube that got cancelled for like 6 or 7 episodes. So I did sort of, how do you say it? Try a few out. So we'll go into that in a minute. So I hope everybody's okay. I am on earlier because it's summer, and I think it's probably better to come on at 5 o'clock. So let's have a look at what is. Just check the YouTube link to see if right. I should have two YouTube links. Right, here we go. Right, I just don't want a double echo. So right, that's sorted. Right then. I was saying cancelled TV series. There's quite a few. I discovered one called Harsh Reality. It was set in. How do you say? It was set in. Well, get this right. Back in the day, they made a TV show called Harsh Reality. It ran for 9 episodes, and it was the American military that set up. They send soldiers into a virtual reality, but nobody comes out. And there's this general in there who's got his own secret way of going out, who runs this world, and he wants to destroy the world outside, and then this digital world takes over. Don't know. Never explained how we were going to do it, but everybody just finished it first episode where there were hundreds of soldiers on a bed, all asleep, they're all trapped in this virtual reality they've created. Crazy. I watched one called 0 Hour. That way, it was all right. We're a bit religious and about the apocalypse and stuff, and these people had to stop it with these clocks. I sort of got into 2 episodes this morning, but it ran a bit boring. So let's see who's on the stream. Hello, Count Contra Schooler. Hi, buddy. Nice to see you. It's good to see you, bud. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, going on about cancelled TV shows this week. If anybody's got any memories of anything insignificant that lasted a couple of episodes, but had that spark in it that you never forgot about it, and you were absolutely pissed off that it never got renewed. Right, hang on. Let's go. We've got Joseph. Hello, Joseph. Hi, Martin. I finished. How are you, bud? Hi, Martin. I finished second season of Fugitive. Looking forward to what season 3 and the final colour season. Yes, I've seen final episode of Fugitive. It's quite interesting. It's fascinating. It was interesting to find out who'd set him up, actually. You know, at the end of it. Hang on. Right, hang on. Hello. Keeping up appearances? Yes. I love hello. It's all on YouTube, isn't it? I will be on in 10 minutes. Oh, that's me. I was just setting everything up. It's been a while. How are you, Samuel? It's good to see you, bud. I hope you're safe. Hang on, what's this? Hi, buddy. Nice to see you. Firefly, the greatest travesty since 2000. They cancelled. Do you know it was? It was. That is one of them things. Even to this day, it still pisses me off. You know when they cancelled that. That is. I've got to admit, Firefly is probably one of the best science fiction series ever made. And they went and did that. Do you know what I mean? I've never forgave them for that. They didn't even give it a chance, did they? But we did get Serenity. I am a big fan of the film. I would have liked Firefly to have gone into films, you know, like 3 movies. I don't know why. I mean, they've got all these big companies now, like Netflix and Amazon. They could pick some of this stuff up. I mean, Firefly could be brought back. Nathan Fillion could be set 20 years later. You know, he's more of a rebel type character now, taking on the Alliance and that. You know, I mean, Firefly just opened up an entire new universe. You know, there was one series I got into, I forgot what it's called now. Oh, what's it called? I got it on DVD and I was obsessed with it. Uh, it's where they all wake up on that ship and they've forgotten who they are. It was out when Expanse started. If anybody knows it, they all forgot who they were. And each episode was a cliffhanger, and they were on this like spaceship, it was like the Liberator, but none of them knew who they were. And then one episode, they got all the memories back, they were all evil. And when they went back to forgetting who they are, they didn't want to go back to what they used to be like. And this girl, this young girl, I think she's dealing with a memory, you know. That was an amazing series, but they dropped that at such a cliffhanger about this alien invasion coming from outside, and they went and dropped it. Found a great travesty. Even today, it still cuts me. That does. Samuel, do you think that the Dark Knight is overrated? I'm not impressed with new one. You mean Robert Pattinson? I don't know. You know the bat emblem. They're the guns that killed his parents. He's melted them down into bat emblems, aren't they? I don't know. I'm just getting a bit fed up. I love DC. I like the DC EU, and I'm probably going to get shot down. I have enjoyed some of the DC movies, but Birds of Prey was a joke. And I'm just fed up of all Batman like redos, you know, going into his past and then a bit of his life. And I'm just a bit bored of all that. If they're going to do Batman, why can't they just like continue it on, you know, instead of like going back into the past all the time? How many remakes are we going to get the same story? You know, do you know what I mean? I mean, Gotham, I like Gotham, you know, but I'm going to sit on the fence. I wasn't impressed with the Batmobile. And to be honest, I love Ben Affleck as Batman. You know, I really did. And that's why I'm sort of looking towards the Snyder Cut. I don't think I'll be going to see that. I saw the Birds of Prey recently as well, Samuel, and I just thought that were. I mean, man, well, I'm good, but that was just a bag of shit, wasn't it? It wasn't even Birds of Prey, was it? You know, that film, it just had nothing to do with Birds of Prey. Basically, it was the Harlequin movie. You know, and I think Margaret Robbie's, I think she's nailed it as Harlequin. Ah, yes. Thank you, Count. Yeah, Dark Matter, superb series, mate. Absolutely. I was so hooked on Dark Matter. I came into it quite late. I came to the year it got cancelled. I thought with these numerous sci-fi series, I thought I won't get to watch it. And I saw it in CX and I bought it, and it had all three with a box set of all three seasons, and I watched it. And when just the week I'd finished it, it was on the internet. Dark Matter had been cancelled, and you could have gone such a long way with that. I love the characters in Dark Matter. Dark Matter was superb sci-fi series. I've been trying to get a friend of mine to watch it. I keep telling you, you've got to watch Dark Matter. You know, because you don't know that. So you start, well, back first thing, you start finding out one of them gets his memories back. And you say all about what he's about. He's like, well, he's something to do with this royal family from this right powerful planet that's got an agenda. In some ways, it's like Andromeda. I think it's from the same creators, actually, from the same studios. But it's, you know, Dark Matter was just awesome. I got it, honestly, when that got cancelled, I'm sick of this because what it is you invest your time into this. And not only that, when you go out and spend 25 quid on a box set or 30 quid, you know what I mean? I paid 30 quid for bloody Doom Patrol, you know, the Blu-ray set, because I'd not seen it. And I finished Doom Patrol the other week, and you know, good God, I couldn't get enough of it. You know, I just thought it were marvelous. I know season two's there's 6 episodes to go. It's on Stars, I think. So I'm waiting. I'm going to wait until that gets to 15. I'm going to join in on that. Hang on. That is Dark Matter. I love that show as well. That show was awesome, wasn't it? I love Dark Matter. Controversial view. I think Ben Affleck is the best Batman ever, and I've never been a fan of his. Yeah, I'm sort of in and out with Ben Affleck. Do you know what I mean? I like Fargo. Is it Fargo? I quite enjoyed that, what he did. You know, but he said, yeah, I thought it was Batman. I thought he nailed it. And it's a shame, but I am looking forward to the Snyder Cut because I'm a big fan of Justice League. So, but yeah, Robert Pattinson, I don't think I'm going to bother with it, mate. Honestly, I don't. I mean, it's like the early years of Batman, and I mean, how many iterations have we had of that? You know, uh, David. Hi, David. Uh, Welcome to the channel. It's good to hear from you. Future Fantastic with Gillian Anderson of the X-Files fame, made by the BBC. They sold a VH copy of the show's part one. No parts were released. Sadly, the show has never. Oh, right, really? I've never heard of that. Future Fantastic. I'm just gonna hang on. Right, let's just gonna. What is it? Hang on. I'm just typing it in. Future. Future Fantastic. Right. Future Wikipedia, Future Fantastic. Future, hang on, I'm just checking this out, mate. Future Fantastic was a British documentary series that looks at science fiction complement each other and technology from the helping the ship. All right, I remember this. I vaguely remember this. Interviewed. Oh, yeah. Starman looks at our age. Yeah, I remember that. I do. I remember that. Thank you for that. It could be on David. It could be on YouTube though. Is it on YouTube? Which would be interesting because I'm finding a lot of this stuff turning up on YouTube. You know, uh, and yeah, that's what I mean, David. They never release a part two. It's like I bought. I remember years ago I bought something, a film, a TV set, and there were no part two released to it, and it really pissed me off. This is why I'm really getting annoyed about all this. This is what I mean. They just leave you in lurch, don't they? Hang on. Hello, Pete. How are you, bud? How's goddamn eternity going? You know, and I hope you're enjoying Lower Decks as well. Andromeda was shite. It was shite. So I like look, Andromeda, right? I'm gonna be straight with you. I think I've saw Buzz a complete utter wanker, right? I do now because I don't. It's just the things he's been coming out with. But as Captain Dylan Hunt, I like the character, and I did like the first couple of seasons of Andromeda. I'd say up until about season 4, Andromeda is not bad. Honestly, it's not. It's not a bad show with the action and the story. I like the fall of the Commonwealth and all that, but they ended up fucking it up. Sorry for my language, guys, but I'm really passionate about this stuff. They really sunk the ship in the fifth final season. They didn't know what to do with it because originally in the first season's very dark, and the first season is the best one, I'd say, really, and the third. But it's like, and by the second season, it's restored the Commonwealth. So it was meant to be like a 5-year journey of restoring it and taking on this evil. But where it all went and ended, it just went so far up its own ass that I just didn't have time for it in the end. You know what I mean? But I don't mind Andromeda, but I don't think I'll sit through it again. As an older Batman, it was amazing. Well, that's what I want, more older Batman. Like the battle scars and all that. And I thought Ben Affleck played it. I love that scene with him in Wonder Woman, where she says, "Look, you can't keep doing this." When she put his bone back in and that. It's a great film. And Ben Affleck was amazing as Batman, and I love the Batmobile. He's a damn sight better than Robert Pattinson. I agree. What has Robert Pattinson been? I don't think I've seen him in it. I don't know what I've seen him in, actually. Hello, Trek Fan 68. Yeah, Coco contacted you about. He sent you a message last week about appearing on the podcast. We're going to have to work a time out, mate. Do you know what I mean? But you know, we are still open to it, so let us know. You know, it's just working. It's working out the time, isn't it? But I hope you're feeling well, bud. Hope life's good. Bootleg copies on YouTube, right? I'll check that out, David. Yeah, that's what I like. I mean, I found some series this week because I'm looking for what I could have been a classic. I'm looking for that could have been something wonderful. It had the potential to go all the way. There's a series called Star Hunter with Michael Paré, where he's an interstellar bounty hunter. I think all both seasons are on YouTube. Star Hunter. It's not bad actually. I'm sort of I'm just a bit through first season. Uh, Count, I'll call you Count, right? Is that okay, right? Count, I watched your Stargate SJ1 box set video recently. I've been trying to get the series on DVD myself. I'm ordering the white background DVD sets and I've got 6 seasons so far. Oh, that's cool. I got mine in CEX. I were out of London. Well, I live in London. I went out. I was somewhere outside. I was in this town somewhere, and I was doing something, and I popped it to see it, and it was there. That's how I got mine. You know, before that, I had the big box set of it, but I got rid of it. It was too big. But that just miniaturized it down quite nicely. I want it on Blu-ray, Stargate. I think that's something that would sell rather well on Blu-ray. No, I'm not watching Low Decks. I'd rather have an unpleasant root canal. And as for Kevin Sorbo, he's a godbother. Classic. There's a British term for that, mate. He's a wanker. Oh, God. Yeah, Lex were crazy, wasn't it? What Lex crazy? There was Stanley, weren't there? There were him the reanimated old Simon, and there were that super fit chick. Well, oh God, do you remember Lex? It was like sci-fi porn, wasn't it? Lex, wasn't it? It was. I mean, it was so much like sexually orientated innuendo and sex. I love Lex. It was just weird. I had the first season. I did catch it. It used to be on Sci-Fi, and I was watching it, and then it vanished. It sort of disappeared for a bit, and then Channel 5 got hold of it, and they used to put it on right late on a Monday night. So I used to tape them all the time, watch them. I remember when they got to Earth. That's the one I remember. And I think the Earth got destroyed at the end. They turned up on Earth, didn't they? They were trying to do it on cheap, weren't they? Lex on Earth. But Lex were brilliant. I mean, that was just one crazy show, that wasn't it? I mean, that big bug spaceship, it could destroy planets. God, she was fit, wasn't she? Do you remember her? Want the two of them? Want the two female leads? Didn't she change or something? You know, but it was crazy with Lex. Pete, oh yes, Lex is very good. I'm watching it. I love Lex. Lex is just one crazy show. I love Lex. Hello, Joseph. Sorry, I had roast pork and I'm going to watch UFO tonight. You're in the top 10, but UFO classic series, one of the best, should never have been cancelled. Codename Eternity is far superior to the diaper crap that is Star Trek Discovery. But don't worry, Pete, you better tune into my reviews in season 3, and I'll be doing them all for you. Season 3's out in a couple of weeks. No, actually 2 months. I think it's October 15th. Discovery season 3. I'm sort of set on fence about this. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. They'll probably fuck it up. But like I said, Star Trek, the big tester for any Star Trek series is season 3. If Enterprise had got the 4th season as the 3rd season, they would have how do you say, they would have got the full 7 seasons. Okay, Affleck was a great Batman. He should have kept going. I agree, Trek fan. I think he's the best Batman going. Him and Keaton are the best ones. You know, I thought Val Kilmer was terrible. I wasn't really keen on Clooney's version. You know, I mean, I went to cinema to see Clooney. Well, God, that was terrible, wasn't it? You know, well, they just took it back to 60s TV series by that time. It just gone back to being camp, hasn't it? and it just didn't work. Count. I think Stargate is very popular in England. Is a lot of my UK friends are fan. I'm in India myself. Oh yeah, Stargate's massive here, buddy. It's absolutely massive in this country. Is Stargate. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I've been to conventions. They're all dressed up, and I love Stargate. But I'm going to say this. I love Atlantis. I'm such a fan of Stargate Atlantis. Everybody should check out Martin's reviews of it. Should have been a classic. Yeah, I've got a couple coming up this week. I don't want to reveal what it is, but my God, I found something. I found something from the 90s, actually. I'll let you in, right? It was created by the people that did Independence Day. That's all I'm going to say. A TV series. It got cancelled after 12 episodes, and it had a lot of potential. And I'm nearly towards the end of it. I was hoping to get it up today, but I've had to go out this morning and that. But hopefully by Tuesday it should be up. It's going to be interesting what you're gonna sort of like. Let me know your thought. I can't tell you what it is, but it was created by the people that did Independence Day. But thank you for that, Trefan. The Fugitive is on CBS Justice at 5. Good God, really? Did you see the film, the remake? Didn't they do 2 Fugitive movies, didn't they? Harrison Ford with Richard Kimball, then, wasn't it? The guy that played Blade being chased after by Tommy Lee Jones. I will gladly watch your reviews of Star Trek Discovery, my dear friend, as long as I don't have to watch the program itself. Classic. I think Affleck was an excellent Batman. Good God, you mean there is something you do approve of, Pete? Good God, I'm surprised. Affleck was superb as Batman, and I think if he'd have got a movie, I really do think he was superb as Batman. I wanted the more older Batman, the battle-hardened Batman. Because in Batman and Superman, he's tired, isn't he? He's worn out. He's took out a lot of the big villains, and he's obsessed in bringing Superman down. And I liked all that, but it's like when he's attacking his victims who were marking him with that, like that toaster thing, on the show, he leaves the bat mark, and by that time, he was such a different person, wasn't he? It was like he'd wearing on him. He'd lost hope in humanity, But in Justice League, Superman sort of restores that, doesn't he? Because he said to Alfred, he said, he's more human than me. He's got a relationship and, a job. He's got friends, what have I got? You're a billionaire, man. You can have anything you want. I wish you thought Sabrina the Teenage Witch to be in Big Finish Adventures. I'd like to. I'm not really bothered about Sabrina. I did try watching that new one, but I switched it off. I switched that off, and I did try watching. I'd like to see UFO on Big Finish. I really would like to see that because that'd be cool. Shadow 30, 40 years, 50 years on. Count Atlantis is my favourite too. Yeah, no, I like Atlantis. Universe, it was all right. I'm sort of in and out with Universe. His adaptation of Batman was just it was like just the battle hardened Batman, innit? He'd been on streets for 20, 30 years taking out the low level scum and all corruption. It started to wear thin on him, didn't it? In the end, he had no faith in humanity whatsoever, did he? There was just no faith at all in humanity, and that's what I liked about it. Hang on. Right, back again. Just had to check on something. No, he had no faith in humanity at all, did he? Until like Superman restored that. But that's the point of Superman, isn't it? And take away the powers. It's what he stands for. Do you know what I mean? And with him, there's hope, and he represents the best of humanity. Which I mean, I don't know. Probably, I'm a bit of a cynic. Really, probably think like, my God, where did he come from? You know what I mean? American Devlin, Debbie Does Dallas. Well, it's definitely not Debbie Does Dallas. God, that was. I don't mean to be awful, but I saw that and I remember this big thing about that years ago. And I went to a party and they had it on. It was shit. Debbie Does Dallas. God, that was crap. Uh, now, Martin, don't picture you know that there's plenty of quality things I like as long as it's well written, coherent, i.e., anything not by Kurtzman. Right then. Okay, that's the well. You like Ben Affleck as Batman? I'm not. I think that's quite. I'm surprised actually. I'm expecting good things from Discovery, and I can't wait till Strange. I can't wait. Anson Mount is superb as Captain Pike. And that's why, honestly, Pete, when you say Anson Mount play Captain Pike, you will be very happy. He was the one saving grace of season 2 of Star Trek Discovery. I cannot wait for Star Trek New Worlds, Strange New Worlds. I can't. Because somehow I've got a feeling they're going to get it right with that. Do you know what I mean? Trek fan, have you seen Lower Decks yet? What do you think? Has anybody seen Lower Decks yet? I've quite enjoyed it actually. 2 episodes in. Rodney McKay is the best thing to happen to Stargate. It was that I love Rodney McKay. He's superb. He was in Planet of the Apes as well. He spread the virus all over Planet as that captain in the airport. I like Rodney McKay. Are we getting any unexpected visit? Oh God, I knew you were going to bring that up. I knew that were going to be brought up. No, no, not today. Not today. No, I knew you'd bring that up. I've been dreading this actually. Do you know what I mean? I thought I'd turn the microphone off, I did. Well, that's the cat out of the bag on that one, isn't it? Right. I must admit, for reasons unknown, I've never seen stuff. Oh, what? What? You've never seen Stargate Atlantis? Oh, you've never seen Stargate? I'm shocked. I am absolutely a hardcore sci-fi fan like you. You've never seen Atlantis, and you've stunned me, bud. You've totally stunned me. I think they should brought back Colin Baker, Doctor Adventures. Colin Baker. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, me and Coco, who I do the podcast with, he likes Colin Baker. I'm not a big fan of him. I mean, he's a nice person. He was good in Blake Seven, but I wasn't really a big fan of his Doctor. But it's not his fault though, is it? Because he never got a chance to fuck it all up, didn't they? Writing and all that, and they wanted rid of it, didn't they? BBC at the time. I got Vaulty Town videos, but they gave me 1993 VH tapes instead. Do you know, Joseph? I have been watching videos of VHS collectors, and I've been fascinated by VHS collecting. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to start buying VHS tapes because I know what'll happen. I don't want walls of them. I've got terabyte hard drives now, and I put stuff in there. I've got Blu-rays, but I just thought. You remember when VHS, you had walls full of videotapes all the time, didn't you? And I just don't want to go back to that. But I've been watching VHS. So this guy who watches a VHS collector, every wall in his house just full of videos, and he's bought a movie like on DVD, and he's got the Laserdisc version of it, and he's got the VHS version, the director's edition cut VHS version, the Blu-ray, the 4K. It's all one film, and I'm sat there thinking, bloody hell. Look, I'm a collector. I admit I'm obsessed. I like collecting sci-fi stuff. But I don't know if I'm not going to go out and buy 10 editions of the same film, and I just don't want it. But I am fascinated by the video culture. But the videotapes are only worth the money amongst the collectors. So you take it outside the collectors, nobody's going to touch it. So there's no investment, no real investment opportunity there. And that thing about the Disney movies, that was just hype. There was some called the Black Star Collection, Disney cartoon movies. came out of it. The Diamond Collection came out on VHS, and apparently each tape worth hundreds of pounds. They're not. They're not. Trust me. And Pete, Anson Mount did a competent job when he was being upstage and emasculated by Mikey Spock. Pete, can I ask, are you watching it? Because one of my mates, right, he's like you, he fucking hates it, right? But he knows everything that's going on in it, right? And then one night we were all in the pub and he'd had a bit too much to drink and he came out, he'd been watching it. I'd been watching it. And he was like, well, you know, I've had to say what's going on, you know. So I'm just saying. Trek fan, I'm going to catch this week. I've heard good things though. Yes, it's very good. It's Lower Decks, but it's simple. It's there's nothing hardcore about it. You just put it on. It's on for 25 minutes, and it's quite. To be honest, mate, it's just a nice little run. There's, it's these four characters, and it's comical, and it's not mainstream. It's like a lot of people saying it's trying to be like Rick and Morty, but it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? I quite like it. To be honest, it's more relatable than Star Trek Discovery because it's set within like the next generation, or after DS9 or whatever. And there's loads of mention of Q and Khan and all this. To bring all these eggs into it. I had forgotten about the special guest star. Thanks for reminding me, Pete, I think it was on at the same time as Stargate. My dad was watching it, but I never just started it. Yeah, Stargate Atlantis is really good, but it got cancelled on fifth season. And that's all. If you haven't seen it, then I'm not going to tell you. But it is a fantastic series. It's very high quality, but it should have got the full 7 years. It got because MGM went bust and they cancelled it. They sort of did wrap it up, but they didn't. You know what I mean? It's not a neutral ending. But there was meant to be a movie, like the Stargate ones, but it never happened. Atlantis Virgin. Ooh. Hashtag Atlantis Virgin. Oakland. I watched a great documentary the other day. It was very interesting. I watched first stage, regretted it, but in order to be off active, I've seen clips from season 2. All right, you get away with it. You're allowed that. But you've been watching the clips, though, haven't you? Joseph, vaccine might be ready by Christmas. Well, let's hope so. Apparently, the Russians have got it. So let's see what happens. We could have an alien invasion by then. Trek Fan 68, Darwan Gomez, Sim Master against Whittaker's Capaldi, and Tennant's Doctor in a story out would be great. Trek Fan, they've started this big epic thing, Big Finish audio. It's called Time Lord Victorious. I'm thinking about ordering first editions. It's every Doctor it's ever been, and it's covered in books, comics, and CDs. It's called Time Lord Victorious. I think it's pre-Time War. Or it's going on during Time War. It looks at it should be. It's quite interesting. Massive event. They're really pushing advertise on it. It's called Time Lord Victorious. I watched the first series of STD say that I'd seen it and regretted it. Right. I'm not a big fan of Bernard. I think she's very attractive. Don't get me wrong, but a character I don't like. It annoyed me. The focus seems to be on her all the time, and that annoys me. But when Lorca came into it, it got better for me. When Lorca came into it, the whole thing of it just changed. The whole sort of series, it just took another level. Because for me, Star Trek, it should be about the guy in the big chair or the lady in the big chair, and then the crew around her. That's how it should be. And I don't know. I don't like the Klingons. For God's sake, don't get me started. But apparently, the Klingons they've got back. They're now going to be using the original Klingons. So, which I'm quite glad about, but I couldn't do it. They were just the Klingons. They had no personality at all, did they? You know, going to have flu jab this year. Stop second wave. Well, we might be lucky. There might not be a second wave. Only time will tell. Yeah, but I'll be getting my letter through soon for my flu jab. Should be interesting. Right. I got Man in Suitcase on DVD last summer. It was hot to watch it in June. Yeah, I wouldn't really. I sort of did my Man in a Suitcase. It was all right. You know, Richard Bradford. Yeah, and I reviewed Earth 2. We were in that. You know, sort of. I don't know if Earth 2 is a bit. Well, it's all right. I sort of enjoyed Earth 2 when it was on in the 90s. You know, when we got that influx of like when Next Gen came out, we got loads of science fiction, didn't we? And Earth 2 were in that sort of line of it, wasn't it? But trouble is with Earth 2, it gets really fucking monotonous at middle. It gets really dull. And then it sort of livens up at last 4 episodes. You know, the pilot episode is exemplary. How it started is pretty cool. But then it all just turns a bit silly, you know, with whiny kids and Aborigines aliens that are in tune with planet and all this. You know, but I was interested about the council on the space stations and that. I'm curious who's going to be the next captain of Discovery before they run into Enterprise. It's Saru, isn't it? I think Saru's captain now. I think it's Saru, he's in charge. I think Burnham will be like second in command, won't she? It's amazing. She starts an interstellar war, kills hundreds of thousands of Starfleet personnel, and she's flying around everywhere. Do you know what I mean? You know. The best characters in STD seem to be male characters, but unfortunately seem to spend most time being spoken down. But in subordinate shipbag who shouldn't be in Starfleet. Well, she was a bit naughty, wasn't she? I mean, she did cause an interstellar incident with the Klingons. Captain Janeway wouldn't have done that, would she? She'd have sorted it all out. You know, I love Janeway. I think she's marvelous. And I got Oh yes, Terrorhawks. Jazz, have you got Captain Scarlet on Blu-ray? The new TV series they made. I've got a fan on. Have you got Captain Scarlet on Blu-ray? I don't know if anybody's seen like the new Adventures of Captain Scarlet, the CGI one. That was superb. That never got a chance, did it? ITV moved it around. Do you remember they used to show it on that Saturday morning show? They show it in 2 parts. You know, which were annoying. Yeah, I won't bother, Pete. I won't bother with Earth 2, mate. Well, it's all right. It's just it gets a bit dull. You know what I mean? It starts to become a bit predictable. It really does. They tried saving it. You know, last 4 episodes. You know, they tried to sort of liven it up. You know, sort of put it up a notch, but it was too late. I think they were trying to go somewhere like trying to be there. But there's not a lot of laser guns in it and all that. It's all about issues, you know. Trek Fan 68. They were going to pick up their new captain when they ran into the Enterprise. Yeah, they were. Well, no, they've gone into the future now. They went through Vortex, didn't they? And God, that took him ages, didn't it? I mean, why didn't they just warp into the Vortex? It took about half an hour just to get in there. You know, I mean, you didn't really get a lot on the AI intelligence, did you? They didn't really give you a lot on it, did they? You know, did it come from future or whatever? It just didn't sort of go into it, did it? Oh yeah, that's an idea. Do you think, Trek fan, that if you go to Star Trek Picard, right? Do you remember that about that synthetic life form wants to annihilate all organic life at end of Picard? Maybe that might have been it, and that could be connection between Discovery and Picard. Maybe that were it. Maybe, there might be a connection there. I thought of that. It just came into my head now. Uh, yes, I got Captain Scarlet and Joe 90 on Blu-ray. Yeah, I've got Captain Scarlet both seasons, the original and the new one. I want to see Captain Scarlet CGI. There's a couple of episodes on YouTube, but it's very good. But they fucked about with it and cancelled it, and that was just a fucking waste. It could have been what UFO could have been, like a modern day. Spectrum's an amazing organisation. I want to see Captain Scarlet CGI. I'd recommend buying it. I'm being serious. I've got it. It's worth it. Spectrum is ruthless as an organisation. Their job. They've really upgraded it. And the vehicles are amazing. The vehicles what they use in that. You get a lot more on the Mysterons, but in the original 60s series, they did defeat the Mysterons because in 21 century comics, Captain Scarlet ran for a few years. And it all ends up that the Mysteron is some kind of self-aware computer intelligence, and they shut it down. They beamed the computer code into it, and there's something like that. It was in the comics, and they shut down the Mysterons. They closed them down. So that's how that should have finished. But do you consider the comics canon to the TV series? The worst episode. Oh god, that yeah. When Janeway and Paris became lizard people, that was just fucking stupid. That one. I wasn't a big fan of Kez either. Best friend they said, but right her out. Because there were nowhere to go with her. What she were absolutely boring. Her and that and Neelix were all right, weren't they? Might be. I never even watched Picard, and even I realised it was the same crappy artificial intelligence putrid. But I wonder if it is. I wonder if there is a connection between Discovery and Picard. I wonder if that's the same AI intelligence from that other galaxy. Picard Pete starts off really good. It does. The whole conspiracy thing is quite interesting and it works. And then by episode 8, they just dropped it. Honestly, it all got dropped, all of it, and it became something else. And it were like a lot of my friends watched it, and they all enjoyed it for about episode 8. Episode 8 is really you're on end of your seat, and it was really well. It was very good. And then when you get into 9 and 10, you're expecting like the Borg thing and this the whole data thing and the Romulans playing it, and they just dropped a load of it. Data wanted to die like a human being. I mean, how fucking stupid! You're an android, man. You're a synthetic life form. You're not gonna, and you run by logic and all that. The all emotional chip were taken. I mean, do you know what I'd have done? I'd have had Law back. I'd have brought Law back into it, me. I'd have had his brother. Because where's he? All he did was get dismantled at Next Gen, so he's still out there somewhere. I'd have had Law. I'd have gone with Law being the villain manipulating it with Romulans in the background. Well, apparently the Romulans are anti. The Romulans are all anti androids in this. They've got this cult amongst the Romulans that don't like artificial life forms because this so-called life form of synthetic beings in this galaxy, they've been to Earth before and wiped out loads of organic races. I wonder, David, well, it was meant to be in from Planet of the Apes, wasn't it? Marky Mark and the Funky Crew, Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, well, forget when he was in the Funky Crew, but he was meant to be up to do the $6 billion man about 5 years ago. It was all over the internet about that. I would like to see Steve Austin return as the $6 billion man. It'd be interesting now what he could do because he'd be like tune into internet and all this, won't he? Downloading, he'll have Bluetooth and all that, you know. And would he be would he be a cyborg now? He'd probably be more synthetic now as well. Instead of like using metal, it'd be more synthetic, which would be interesting. I'd like to see $6 billion. Obviously, he's gonna. I mean, he's gonna have to do. I mean, for $6 billion, he's gonna have to do something, isn't he? I mean, they got him cheap for $6 million, didn't they? So, what would I want to know? Hang on, Pete. So, what would I want to know is, has the Oval been? No, no. It's the magazine, the article, the website. Apparently, they're known for coming out with stuff like this. Just it's clickbait to get you onto their website. And Mr. X Reviews and some other people. Now, Ego Fantastic Fun Time, who's a big Orville fan, he got one of the production people that work on his YouTube channel, and he said that he works there on the sets and that. He said they've heard nothing. So I think they're doing it season by season. That's how probably Seth wants it. Say because just in case it gets cancelled, that he's not committed because he's doing some other projects or something. He's doing War and Peace, I think. I was reading other day. That with Robert Mitchum, that big one of them bestsellers. He's doing one of them now, and he's going to do book 2. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know, but as far as we know, no. But he apparently did have 3 season plan, but I can't say that because Orville could be turned into this massive franchise. I'm hoping we get 7 seasons at least. 5 at the most. Well, 5 at the most. 7's pushing it. I've read that Picard Discovery are somehow connected. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Because Trek fan. In season 2 of Discovery, do you remember where the artificial life form attacked the shuttle? It attacked the shuttle, didn't it? And you never really found out where the AI thing come from, really. I thought it come from future. So I'm wondering if that's connected to the artificial life form in Picard that tries to come through the wormhole they open up, the doorway for it to come through. I wonder if they're both connected. Maybe this is what they're doing. Might be what they're doing. Maybe with Vault series, there's some kind of massive story arc they've got planned with this intelligence. You know what I mean? And now Discovery goes 1,000 years into the future and everything's been annihilated. Guess what? By this artificial life form from Picard. Pete, Mark Wahlberg is an acting heavyweight, yes, but he was Marky Mark and the Funky Crew, and I can't forgive him for that. But I suppose we're all allowed one thing. I've got Department S on Blu-ray and Randall and Upkirk. I love Randall and Upkirk. Did you like the remake of Randall and Upkirk? What the BBC did with Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer? That was fantastic, that was. I've got that on DVD, remake of that. I love the soundtrack to that as well. Winds of War, that's it. Well, I think Seth MacFarlane's redoing that. I think that's his next big project. Trek fan, I'm sure you've heard that the Kelvin timeline, Kirk time travels and meets his dad, is back on the front burner. Yeah, I know. Well, did you watch Star Trek Beyond? It was all right, wasn't it? Star Trek Beyond, wasn't it? It would have to the second one that killed it for me, Trek fan. When they reversed the legendary iconic scene of like Kirk shouting Khan, and Spock dying in the warp core. When they were doing all that, right, it were sort of, how do you say, they're iconic scenes, aren't they? And then they went and did it, like in that where Spock shouting Khan and all that. It just absolute bollocks. It was absolute toss. And so, I mean, I like Dominic Cumberbatch, fantastic actor, and he were playing Khan. I mean, all right, you can reinvent Khan. There's no wrong with that. But they just went and stuffed his origin right up its own ass. Peter Weller were good as the Admiral. I watched Buckaroo Banzai last night. Is it 30th anniversary edition on Blu-ray from Arrow? Arrow Blu-rays that do all the cult movies and that. I watched it last night on Blu-ray when I got in. That I loved it. Buckaroo Banzai, one of the best films ever made for me. Nobody. What is Buckaroo Banzai? It's just a crazy, insane film. Pete, I don't think Kurtzman has the wit to come up with a long form narrative. Christ, he can barely string an episode together. Well, have you noticed, like, they're giving all these big franchises out to people, right? I mean, J.J. Abrams totally stuffed Star Wars, aren't they? I mean, first one he did, that was just a fucking remake of the original, wasn't it? Second one, oh God, don't get me started on the second one he did. Well, he didn't do it, but he was a producer on it, And then, oh God, I mean, Last Jedi. I mean, I just, that was just bollocks. That was. But apparently, Disney wants to undo the last three movies this summer. But yeah, again, I do like the Mandalorian, which I think is fantastic. There's more in Star Wars universe with the Mandalorian than them three films. Do you know what I mean? And Clone Wars is exemplary, the cartoon series. Buckaroo Banzai is a great film. It's a fantastic film, is Buckaroo. I cannot abide Jar Jar. Oh, Jar Jar. It's just a waste of time, isn't it? But they're giving what I'm finding out, they're giving these franchises away to people. And they're completely, I don't know, these people, it's like they're being paid to destroy it or completely fuck it up. It's what I don't know. J.J. Abrams sunk the Star Wars thing. I mean, he ruined fucking Star Trek, didn't he? He got his claws onto that and ruined it. You know what I mean? And I'm a big fan of Battlestar Galactica, but they screwed that up last season. They didn't know what to do with it, did they? They took it somewhere. They didn't have a clue how to resolve it. Which annoyed me. There was so much potential they missed in BSG. I love BSG. I think it's a great series, but they missed so much of the canon. Like, I'd have brought Count Ibley back, the Beings of Light. I'd have had more. I'd have had the Imperious leader sat on his throne. I'd have brought all that back, but just made it darker, which I think is the right way to go with Battlestar Galactica. Booker has Project Blue Book seen it been cancelled? Or they look at no. I'm a big fan of Project Blue Book. There is season 3. There is, yeah. A fantastic series, this Blue Book, isn't it? I hope. I know they're doing season 3. I believe our Star Trek is gone, and JJ and Alex don't have James Fishing. Well, I think there is people out there, Trek fan, that can. So I mean, well, look at Star Trek Continues. It's brilliant, isn't it? And don't for you. I'll probably get shot down for saying this. Look at the Axanar thing for 20 minutes. I mean, for 20 minutes, he did get it right. I know that Alex Peters the right dodgy get. I mean, from what I've been reading, what I've been seeing, I'm not gonna. But he's always wanting money and all that. But that 20-minute accident is one of the best Star Treks I've ever seen. But we've been waiting 3 years for film, haven't we? And it's never fucking arrived. It's always, I need more money. I sent him a tenner years ago, and I wish I'd never fucking bothered now. I was so impressed with that accent now, did you? No. Blue Bookies, there is a 3rd season. Well, there better be. Trouble is with Sci-Fi Channel, David, right? It's why I don't bother with Sci-Fi Channel anymore. Because what happens with Sci-Fi Channel is that it's like the certain TV shows, like they got rid of Expanse, didn't they? And then do that. I forgot what it was called again. The TV series with them where they all lost their memory on the spaceship. They had that. They cancelled that. At Sci-Fi Channel, they just seem to cancel everything. They get something that's really good, right? They just get rid of it. But what I find is that, have you seen the Asylum movies? That company that makes all the cheap rated B movies. Have you seen Asylum? Like fucking Sharknado and Crocodile Nado and giant mega shark versus giant crocodile and giant. I mean, some of these films are all right, but they're cheap, nasty, and I sometimes just don't want to watch them. I mean, Sharknado were all right, but by number 4 or whatever, I was both stiff because it was just the same thing. And that's where Sci-Fi Channel seems to be putting its money into now. Oh, yeah, running around the house looking for a ghost. I'm sick of all that as well. I mean, that's where they seem to be going with all this, don't they? Sci-Fi Channel lost its identity 10 years ago, probably longer. They did, and I ain't got time. I used to love Sci-Fi Channel. It was something when it started. It was so different and so weird, and they used to show some really out there stuff, and they showed all classic stuff as well. And then Sci-Fi Channel just went down the fucking toilet. I used to actually know somebody who worked there years ago when they had offices. I don't know if they're still based in London, but. And I don't know what happened. They even changed its logo, didn't they? Sci-Fi. They put a Y in, didn't they, instead? And Sci-Fi just a waste of time now. Yet again, they did finance Stargate originally, didn't they? They did finance that, so. But they got rid of it, didn't they? But luckily, it got picked up, and we got 11 years and Stargate Atlantis and all other spin-offs. Well, let's not talk about Stargate forever. That was just not worth bothering about. I don't think they have an intention of playing in the wonderful universe, Gene. No, I don't. But I think we could get back to that. Well, why is it Star Trek Continues cost 60 grand an episode? They get it so right. Yet Discovery costs 8 million quid an episode. They don't get it right. Did you watch any of the remake Bandit Woman? Oh God, that was awful. Yeah, with Katie Sackhoff and her from EastEnders. Yeah, the that was in it. That was in it. Oh, hang on. Oh, right. I thought it was somebody. Oh, no. Right now, I'm just looking out a window and I thought somebody was coming round. No, there's no unexpected guest this week. No, Eric played the Barnet woman. She's famous. She was on a British soap opera called EastEnders. And she was in a Christmas special of Doctor Who. And then she cleared off to America to make her fortunes and become... I don't know, a big Hollywood American TV star. Didn't quite work. She got Barnet Woman, and it was absolutely bland, wasn't it? It was terrible, wasn't it? And yet again, Katie Sackhoff, she was like the evil Barnet Woman. She should have been the Barnet Woman because she was the best one in it because she got personality. Pete. Battlestar Galactica was continued by Richard Atchinson books. I've read them, Warhawk and all that, yeah. It did do a trailer for a new TV series years ago, which I would have rather have gone with that. No, I'm not actually saw that Barnet Woman. Was it? No, it was shit. It was shit. Honestly, just don't even. It got cancelled after about 5 episodes. They actually brought it out on DVDs about 4 episodes. It's terrible. Yeah, I just do not touch it. It's like kryptonite. Where have you heard that, man? Because if I know it's been cancelled. What's been cancelled? What? Tell me what's been cancelled. Not Project Blood, but Orville. No, it's on Mr. H Reviews and Ego Fantastic Fun Time. They're on YouTube. I think Sci-Fi Channel just runs out of money, which is a police show. Sci-Fi Channel back in the day, I remember I had Sky, when that arrived on my Sky box, I couldn't, every night when I got in from work, I was straight on Sci-Fi Channel. Every night. It was just awesome with Sci-Fi Channel. Do you know what I mean? It was. I don't know, I've lost my connection with Sci-Fi Channel. I'd even changed the name of it, didn't I? Trek fan, Vic did a great job with content. He should be in charge of all. That's what I mean. Lister's got the passion for it. I think what they should do, is they need a producer, an editor, and director who's got the passion for it, who knows the fan base, and knows the Star Trek universe, that's in touch with it. I bring back Did you see that Deep Space Nine? What You Leave Behind? Did you see that documentary? I mean, my God, man, I were in tears at the end of that. It brought back that power of what Deep Space Nine was. It renewed it for me, my passion for DS9. And they set up this great thing in the documentary, right? They brought all the writers back for Deep Space Nine, all the creative people that worked on it, shoved them in a room, and over this like 2-hour documentary, every 10 minutes or so, they went back and started off. They created season 8, the first episode of season 8. And when you got to the end of the documentary, they did the final part of it. And this is where episode 1, where it finishes, Cisco appears in a beam of light. And oh, wow, you were like, good God, why can't they do this? They're the people I'd bring back. They're the people I would bring back to write Star Trek again. Ira Berman, all of them. I bring them back because they know. Do you know what I mean? They know. Watch that documentary and you'll know what I mean. Yes, I completely agree, Trek fan. I think that Vic did a fantastic. He did a fantastic job. That final episode where he goes onto that bridge, just his outline, and all the bridge, just a few lights on. You felt the power of that. That is Star Trek. Star Trek should have continued for years. It was absolutely super. Well, blame accident and blame him, that Alec Peters. You know him, blame him because he fucked it all up, didn't he? Because Paramount left people alone. They didn't mind people doing it. You know what I mean? But as long as you weren't making any money out of it. When he was doing it, it was good advertising for them because they were still selling the box sets. So we're re-releasing the new covers for the last 20 years. I never did add. It was terrible. Trek fan, yes, I know it didn't last very long. No, it didn't. That's because of accident. Even though that 20-minute movie is a masterpiece, which it is. But it's what's been going on after that. It's money and controversy. Gary Graham, that plays Scifi, he walks out, didn't he? And some directors walks out now, and somebody else. It's all about money and all this, and he's trying to sell his T-shirts off and his jackets and all this. I'm not entertaining him anymore. My favourite $6 million man were when he. Oh yeah, the first time, in the woods. That was fantastic. That battle, wasn't it? When I was a kid, I watched that with my dad, and it was like, where he's in the wilderness, the American Colorado Rockies or whatever. And he just starts running. You remember that awesome $6 million man music? It just kicks in, and Steve Austin's running off like that. Dun, 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 all that music, and he's running, and he sees he's Barney Kai, it's all on Bigfoot, and he sees outline of him, and he sort of catches up, and then there's them aliens in that room, like they're all sat there, and they're going, oh, there's a lot more to him. We must have him. He looks interesting. When Steve Austin jumps up the tree and all that, and he catches up with Bigfoot, and he's like, Steve Austin stood there like he's going, are you a man? What are you? Like Bigfoot, just big, massive punch up. Steve Austin rips his arm off, doesn't he? It's like it's the first time you got to see a proper super-powered super battle. Bionic Man versus Bigfoot, an absolute classic. When I was a kid, it blew me away. Steve Austin. I like the $7 million man, actually. I thought he was like the insane version. Do you remember him? And he had his own soundtrack as well. He had this like funky jazzed up bionic theme music when do you see that when he beats all them baddies up? He's going, Steve, it's a rush, Steve, it's a rush. Using all his bionic powers because he's worth $7 million. But he hasn't got Bluetooth. Oh, right. Oh, all right, Osman. How are you? Good to see you, bud. Hope you're safe. Yeah, no, I'm good. I think we're all right. We're going on about cancelled TV shows. And it's coming quite interesting. We've just been on about $6 million Man versus Bigfoot. I mean, come on, guys, that is a classic battle, isn't it? You know what I mean? Uh, uh, Pete, I quite like the Deep Space Nine documentary, but I just got a bit fed up with them constantly got Bashir and Garrick having a relationship. Well, apparently, well, Garrick would open to okay, well, he was just maybe it's a Cardassian thing, I don't know. But Garrick, for me, is one of the best Star Trek characters of all time. Honestly, I really do. I think, and the voted best Star Trek villain of all time is Michael Amo and his Goldie Cat. I love Goldie Cat. I do. You know, I from his origins and his rise to where he became. You know, I mean, I don't find any problems with Deep Space Nine at all. For me, there's probably all right. This might be an odd episode. It's a bit of a stinker do in there, but I mean, Deep Space Nine is fantastic, and I think a lot of people were a bit annoyed with him and Cisco final battle. I think there should have been more of a focus on them two in the bigger battle at the end, you know. But besides things, it's Deep Space Nine is 7 years of pure magic, you know, and it's just awesome. But what they did in that documentary, them writers, they're the people we want back to write Star Trek. They're the people we want back. So what's happened to Action now because of it's not even. Oh, there's a lot. There's just a lot of scandal with him. It's like he's always wanting money, and we've been waiting 3 years for this big three-part uh, battle with the Klingons and all this. And you know, he's going to court, and he went to court again. Oh, it's just a joke. And then they kicked him off YouTube. He got banned off YouTube, but I think he's back now. He's somebody set up a page actually on Facebook, the anti-Axon now page. A lot of people on it actually. I heard that Axon our channel have been. Well, that's what they say, but a lot of the fans are saying he's not. I think Paramount wanted him off YouTube, but he's always wanting money all the time. You know, I think it's an interest because he well after we saw that 20-minute Axonar, the Battle of Axonar, you know, and it did look impressive. It did look amazing, didn't it? You know, it did. You know, and I thought this is the Star Trek I want. Well, I would hoping Discovery would be on that level, and they fucked it up, didn't they? You know. Was it? If I followed the program for an amount of time, but then well, he said he got axed, but there's all kinds of scandals going on. Well, apparently he bought a studio or something. He started renting it out. I mean, there were all kinds of stuff, and CBS and Paramount hammered him in court. But then when they did that, it messed it up for all Star Trek fans and their online movies. Have you seen that fan movie, Star Trek New Horizons? That's pretty good. Set during Enterprise time frame. And then they did Star Trek Gods of Men. God, that was terrible, wasn't it? That wasn't that awful, that one. I have good hope for Star Trek Strange. I do, Count. I've got a feeling. I'm a big fan of Anson Mount, so I think, and he nailed Captain Pike really well. I think he's going to pull it. I really do. I think they're going to get it right. I personally, I'd sack Kurtzman, though. I really would. Pete. Actually, I think very simple that Squadron 54 game, what it's called, which has been going on for years, generating millions but never released. Sounds interesting. Squadron 54, I've never heard of that. That's interesting. God, do you remember that game? That game from 90s? Wing Commander. Do you remember that? Do you remember the film they made? That was shit, wasn't it? Film Wing Commander. Osman, BSG, TOS, and BSG for crap. Buck Rogers season. Oh God, yeah, it was. But I mean, Buck Rogers season. So they had this, you know, Osman, in season one, Buck Rogers were marvellous. It were like porn sets, disco, and everything. Well, everybody were good looking and sexy women, and all men with these outrageous villains and cheesy makeup and disco lights. I mean, it were like one of them 70s porno movies and spaceships. And it were wonderful. You had Doctor Ewan in his tights and his super tight, whatever it was. They all wore like what they call long johns and that. And all women, I mean, women, they were all just, I mean, wonderful, weren't they? And they lived in this cool, funky 25th century. And they were like a James Bond in outer space, and it were great, wasn't it? You know, and you got these villains with egos, and he just go in there and take the piss out of them. And then second season came, and what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? You know, right? Hang on. For sure, Osman. Yeah, I know. I mean, Buck Rogers season fucking so it was just shite, wasn't it? I remember when it came on ITV because we used to get Buck Rogers on Yorkshire TV on a Saturday night about 6 o'clock. You know, and it was marvelous. And then season, and then it obviously finished first season run, and then it was being advertised following year. Buck Rogers is back. You know, the man from the 25th century and all that, and he came back, and it was like, what have they done to it? They even changed the bloody robot's voice. You know, he had to fight to get Felix Silla back. You know, he had to fight. I watched this interview with Gil Gerard. Is it? It's Gil, isn't it? Some people call him Jill, don't they? But it's Gil. It's Gil, isn't it? So you know, but I mean, you know, I mean, season two of God, even I don't own that. And Hawkman was shit. I know they tried to do something with Birdman, but it was just pointless, wasn't it? I mean, there were no charisma. I mean, he walked around in his big leather outfit and his feathered wig, and he was just Buck's sidekick, wasn't it? Buck Rogers and Birdman, you know. Oh, that stupid robot, Crichton. Do you remember that big stupid robot they had? You know. Yeah, but yeah, it's like the other one, isn't it? Battle Galactica 80. I mean, that was just that. Let's not go there. But the thing about Galactica 80, you did get the Viper bikes, which they were cool. And the best episode of Battlestar Galactica, whatever happened to Starbuck, come on. That is a fantastic. That were Battlestar Galactica, wasn't it? You know. So I know that Alec Peters got. Oh, did he? Oh, well, I don't wish him. Look, man, you know, Trek fan, I won't wish bad on him. You know what I mean? Hi, Ryan. Hey, Martin. How long are you on for? I'm going to stay on for another 20 minutes or so, 10 minutes or whatever. So how it goes, you know. So I'd say it's about 6:30. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Hey, man. I hope you're well, Ryan. It's good to hear from you anyway. Indeed, Trek fan. Trek fan. That's possible that Paramount had it shut down. Yeah, it did. They did. They really can. But it's ended up screwing it up for all, you know, all of the sci-fi fan base now to make Star Trek movies. Have you what? There's a great guy in Scotland, Nick is called. He does the Intrepid series, and he's done some great Star Trek fan base stuff. Star Trek Intrepid, check it out. You know, honestly, he's done some great stuff. A big fan of what he does. They're based in Scotland, the Intrepid crew. Kurtzman is a cancer. Yeah, he is. Well, if he keeps going where he's going. I like Stargate. Oh, God, Farragut was. Yeah, I quite like Farragut. But they only made a couple of episodes of that, didn't they? They crossed it over, though, didn't they, with. Is it James Cawley? Because James Cawley Star Trek. I'm a big fan like James Cawley. I think he's really cool. You know, I really do. I'm a big fan because he won at first to do it. So my hats off to him. I was hoping to be going there this year to his, you know, Trekker I can't even Trekker Daruga, to be going to their sets. You know what I mean? But well, with this COVID thing, I don't know when that's going to happen now. I've had to cancel everything. I was hoping to get to. To be honest, I was hoping to get this comic thing next week. That's been cancelled. So I don't know. I've been to one convention this year. I just might as well just write this year up. But I'm hoping. I'm thinking I'm going away next weekend down to the seaside. Hang on. Pete, I like Stargate Ferret. It was really off-acting, but really good fun. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's not about that, is it? About the acting. It's. I mean, the James Cawley ones. I mean, they're built fantastic. I mean, look at the sets they built, and the shooting quality is really good. And, all right, it's fans. They try, and if you can put your head above that and just enjoy it for what it is. I love it. Can't get enough. But it did do some crazy stories, like they set up that universe where there were loads of doomsday machines eating up planets and that. I mean, some of them, and Operate Mission Kutumba with Klingon Emperor. I mean, stuff like that, they're worth checking out because quality value, as more they got made, they got better. And I supported them. I sent them some money and that. And I just think they did a great job. I once reviewed one of his episodes, that's the James Cole. And he came onto YouTube and said, look, he said, no, I'm not being, it's people like you who keep all this going. He said, you must come over and come over and see sets. But obviously I never got around to it. But that was a few years ago. I'm quite chuffed that he did that, and I'm quite touched by that. But hopefully next year, if we haven't destroyed the planet, well, just as we're getting life back to now, we'll probably get an alien invasion. We'll make contacts and they'll be here. The end of the world as we know it. Do you remember that Independence Day beginning? End of the world as we know it. I like Star Trek Farragut. It's really awful acting, but really good fun. I love the morbidly obese Klingons. Have you seen Star Trek Gods and Men? God, that was terrible. I know I've mentioned it, but that was awful. That was terrible, wasn't it? I wasn't impressed with Star Trek Renegades. That Star Trek Renegades, I thought that was terrible. I know there's episode, I've only seen episode 1. But I've not seen. Apparently, there is episode 2, and I've heard there's a 3 coming. But I just didn't bother with that at all. That Star Trek Renegades, and I think they've had to change it now because of copyright things. There's some good Star Wars fan-based films out there, though. I've got to say, I've watched quite a few impressive Star. One about Darth Maul, which they really raised the money for, and it was only 20 minutes long. It was very good. It's like about Darth Maul when he first started serving Sidious and that. Sent him on a mission to kill a load of Jedi, and it was really good. Right. Right. Oh, right. Hey up, kid. How are you? Just some guy. What's going on? What's happening? How's life? Hope it's treating you well. Been talking about like cancelled TV series, and like the classic stuff. Do you know what I mean? We covered like Barnet Man battling Bigfoot, Buck Rogers season 2. Oh, what's this? What's this? What am I seeing now? No, I don't believe it. Hang on, I will get back to you in a sec. Just some gap. Hawk is a classic. How dare you mind? Yeah. Oh, come on. Are you saying that you like Buck Rogers season 2? Trek fan. Oh God, no, I'll tell you right. Trek fan. I have to say, I'd have married Wilma. But my God, could you imagine the night of passion with Princess Ardella? Could you? I mean, come on. I mean, Wilma's going to be lovely, isn't she? Wilma's going to be lovely, isn't she? you know. But what about Princess Ardella? You've all forgot about her, the Pamela Hensley. God, Pamela Hensley, she was hot, she was. Ryan, all right, Ryan, bugger, missed you. I'm in a Samuel Smith book that I'm illegally replying. I'll catch you another time. Take care. And you, buddy, stay safe and have a good night in the pub. I was in Samuel Smith's pub a couple of weeks ago, actually. It was all right, actually, but yeah, they get a bit funny about you moving your phone, using your phone in there and that. You're not allowed to take in your tablets, and it's all a bit weird. Actually, yeah, I mean, I'm a bit of a pucker when I'm out in pubs. Like I'm scrolling through my phone. I shouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean? Joe, sorry, late watching Tarzan on Disney. Give me Johnny Weissmuller any day. I'll tell you what, it's a classic sci-fi film on Amazon from Toho Movies. Latitude Zero, 1967. Monsters, lost cities, highly advanced submarines, rocket packs, mad scientists, and mutants. Do you know what I mean? And laser guns. And this one, 1967. Check out Latitude Zero. Classic sci-fi movie. And the big bad of the movie is Cesar Romero, the Joker from Batman. I missed Robin of Sherwood after season 3 was cancelled. It left it on a cliffhanger when the sheriff thought he killed Jason Connery. And it was Gulnar Claire's Abomination. God. I used to, Clanad did fantastic soundtrack to that. I've got season 1 of that actually on DVD, but I've never really, I don't think I've watched it actually. I've had it a good few years now. I ain't got around watching it. I might check it out tonight actually, because Sunday night I normally watch films. Did you have thunder today? No, but we did yesterday and the day before. But it's, weather's, it's just one of it's not too hot or too, it's just one of them dull days, bit of blue sky and grey. I think there's been like a couple of minutes of rain, but apparently there's going to be more coming. I wonder what happened to Hensley and Marion Jensen. Pamela Hensley, she got married to some TV executive, and she writes cooking books now. So that's what it's. There ain't much that on her because I went on Wikipedia because I was like, I wanted to know what happened to her because she were in Matt Houston, wasn't she? She were doing quite well in her career on telling, and one day she just wasn't there anymore. Got married, had kids, probably that were it. I mean, Princess Ardella. I mean, Pamela Hensley. Good God! I mean, I've got. She's. If I had a top 10 of chicks, well, like, all right, of ladies, I'd really like. She's definitely in the top 10. You know what I mean? I have to say, Miss Griffin from Kinvic. Don't even go there. And Amanda Donohoe from that film. I forgot. Lair of the White Worm. Good God, Amanda Donohoe. Get started on that. I enjoyed Robin of Sherwood. I've been rewatching. Oh yeah, Erin Gray. Yeah, she was lovely. I mean, there's been some stunners over the years. I mean, there were some beauties back in the 80s on that stuff, weren't there? Really super fit, super sexy women like ladies and chicks and I'm trying to think who were like. I used to, well, there were 7 of 9, weren't there? And then she's definitely in top 10, 7 of 9. I did like Gates McFadden actually. Don't even ask why. I really fancied Gates McFadden. I enjoyed Robin of Sherwood. I've been watching. Yeah, it's better than that new iteration they did. Did you see that film they did over a year? God, that was terrible, wasn't it? I missed Budgie after second series. Oh yeah, Budgie. I remember Budgie. Yeah. God, yeah, Adam Faith. I've got the Blu-ray set and Clan CD and copy of the unreleased tracks from it. Wow. Did they so they brought Robin Hood out on Blu-ray then? I might have to take a look at that one. I might take my DVD collection ones in then. Both Gilgar and Erin Gray were both. Yeah, I met them both. Trek fan. About 6 years ago. I've got their autographs. I met them at Comic Con in London. Both Jill Jarrett and Erin, Small Soldiers shouldn't done prequel by now. Yeah, I think Small Soldiers is good enough as a one-off for me. Trek fan, do you remember when Gil Gerard was in that episode of Little House when Charles worked away and there was flirtation between Caroline Ingalls and him? No. No. What Little House on the Prairie? Oh, Michael fucking London. Oh God, do you remember that other fucking program we saw on a Sunday? Do you remember that? Fucking where he was an angel. Highway to Heaven. Oh God, and that really depressing music when it started. Yeah, I remember I watched it as a kid because when I was at school, when I was at school, I remember we did the Laura Ingalls. She's real. She's a real person in real life because the books are based on her life growing up in that house. Seriously, Wikipedia it. The actual Little House on the Prairie. That's the family that she wrote a load of books when she got older. You know, so. But we did the books at school, and then it was on TV. You know, but she played the start of it. She got married to Sheridan. She got married to Bruce Boxleitner, didn't she? She was married to him. She sells makeup now. She's made a fortune now. She's on them shopping channels. Her from Dallas. Do you remember Pam from Dallas? They're always like selling makeup and that. I got ITC version Robin Hood on DVD. Cool. Cool. I'm a big fan of Network, you know, the Network with their sort of ITV collection. I do just some guy. Blu-ray share came out 27. I got the DVD and the Blu. All right. So I'm going to order that off Amazon tonight, actually. Highway to fucking Heaven. Yeah, do you remember that? Fucking hell, that was bollocks, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? So like, there's the road, and he's just walking along it, and that him with Beard pulls up because he was in Little House up Prairie, wasn't he? He like had no purpose in life, and he picked him up. And they went on a mission, and every week they drove across the country. There one episode he got sacked or something. They took his wings off him or something. I don't know. I think they took his wings off because he fell in love with this woman, but he got his wings back. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I were to have. I mean, yeah, you know, come on. But Michael London was a nice guy. He was a really nice person, you know. So well, even in that B movie, wanted how to be a werewolf, a teenage werewolf or something. I haven't seen that in years. Trek Fan 68. Little House of the Prairie, Turn Me to Death. Fucking well sick, do wasn't it? That. I want a fan of it myself. Heartbeat should be set in 70s by now, you know. Little Joe. Melissa Gilbert, that's it. Yeah, she got married to Bruce Boxleitner. Do you remember when he were in? Oh God, that was awful, wasn't it? A Scarecrow, Mrs. King. God, that was terrible, wasn't it? I watched it. It's on YouTube. I actually watched an epic couple of episodes of that the other year. Terrible, absolutely terrible. She's like married housewife, but her kids don't know. She's running around with him like on secret missions. I mean, come on, Scarecrow, Mrs. King, and her husband never figures it out. I mean, come on, it's just bollocks, isn't it? Right. Michael Landon had a scrap with Charles Bronson in movie and knocked him off a cliff. Well, did you know Roger Moore knocked out Lee Marvin on a film? He stood up and knocked him out. Roger Moore. I'm being serious. Because they were in a film with Lee Marvin, and Lee Marvin, he used to get right aggressive and got, you know, he was always hammered all the time. And what happened was, apparently Roger Moore was on set and he was saying stuff to him. And he went over to like cause a bit of a tussle, and Roger Moore just knocked him out. Roger Moore said to him, he said the film was very peaceful after that. He said he was coming over to hit me, so I reacted. I'm not normally like that. But he was very nice to me after that. So he's really humble about it, you know, Roger Moore. But yeah, good on him, Roger Moore. My Bond is my favourite Bond of all time. Can't stand the new one. I'm not even going to go bother with the latest one. Right. Murder She Wrote, Hawaii Five-O, Gunsmoke. Bonanza. I like I Chaparral. I preferred I Chaparral to Bonanza. And I Chaparral had a much cooler soundtrack, didn't it? Yeah, BJ and the Bear on lasted one season. BJ and the Bear. Do you remember The Greatest American Hero? We only got that, and we got it in this country, but we were on for one season. That was it. We got it. Honestly, I think we got it for about one season in this country. They used to show it Saturday afternoon. You know that. The Greatest American in Red Soap, he got given it by aliens. And then didn't he get replaced by a woman for a while and they brought him back? It was something like that. I've not watched the full series of all that, but we only got one season of it here. If we got more, they were moving it around, around the networks and that. But we got it in the afternoon. I think it was on about 1 o'clock. I mean, I watched a couple of them. It was quite funny, but it's very dated now, isn't it? But I think they made about 3 or 4 seasons of American Hero, didn't they? Emmett Red Set, we were a teacher and that. I remember BJ and the Bear, though, I loved that. Do you remember Hardcastle and McCormick? That was good. Emmett Sports Car, that judge, he's got a big hammer and they're going around sorting out the baddies. Because he's got a backlog of unsolved cases. And him and his ex-convict assistant go around fighting crime together in sports car. Moonraker. I mean, as if you're going to do that in real life, you know what I mean? Moonraker's my favourite Bond film, that and Spy Who Loved Me. Live and Let Die is my favourite, though. For Your Eyes Only, what's this week on DVD? I've got all Bond movies on Blu-ray. Modern Bond films are way too pissed. Well, I think you make a good point there because it's just not what it was. Roger Moore, he's sarcastic one bit wit, and Daniel Craig's just like a fug in it, and he's just no panache. Pierce Brosnan was fantastic. I liked his Bond as well. So he came out with them one-liners, and they have that debonair about them, But I just think I just don't bother with Bond now. I saw Spectre, and I was absolutely pissed off with it. Spectre. I was expecting something really special, and I went to see Spectre, and I wasn't impressed at all. Yeah, same for me. I mean, I love Connery, but more just. I loved him and Jaws. Every time they had a fight, like they smile at each other and that sense of humour. What about Alias Smith and Jones? Oh God, the greatest American William Cat from Kerry. Yeah, yeah. Do you remember that? Just some guy. Yeah, I've only seen about one season of American Hero. I know so they brought a woman in later on, she replaced him. But I think she didn't last long. Craig as Bond is pretty good. Do you like it? I'm not a big fan of him. Honestly, I'm not. I think Spectre killed it for me. When it all ended up, that Blofeld was like his stepbrother or whatever. I think the Saints should stay until 1971. Then the Persuaders will take over. Love the Persuaders. I've got that on DVD, Persuaders. Great soundtrack back then. The soundtracks were really cool, weren't they? Pierce Brosnan was a great Bond. The animated version called James Bond in 1991. I've not seen that. That sounds interesting. I remember the cartoon series, James Bond Jr. God, that was terrible. But I did like Galaxy Rangers. They were on together. They were like a double bill. Galaxy Rangers, I've got that on DVD. A big fan of Galaxy Rangers. I used to prefer more, but he's the fucking same. Well, right, he just played the same character in all films, didn't he? He did. He just played. If you want to go into spies, I like Dean Martin as Matt Helm. You know, Sean should be on the set while Roger Moore was in The Persuaders. What about Ian Ogilvy saying he were good? I like that. We used to get it on Sundays. It only ran for 2 seasons. So, uh, track fan, Judy Bock for me and Black Beauty, the one which, oh God, you're going back there. Yeah. God, you're going back. That's going back, is that? They brought Black Beauty back, didn't they, for a while? Didn't it come back in 90s? Uh, Craig, yeah, I think it's a good Bond. Script is another matter, but I think Craig really sells it. But I think he tries to bring a bit of reality to it, though, doesn't he? You know. But I thought in last, I don't know. I just want a friend of mine reckons Bond's over now. It's time to just bury it, you know. But I don't think. I think we can get back to. We're too PC now, you know. I'm not like going into politics, the left and right, and that. I mean, I keep that to myself. But I find with a lot of stuff now, like we seem to have lost humour in a lot of things now. You know, innuendo and all this, and I think that's dangerous when you start losing that. You know, Roger Moore, one liners. When he meets her and she goes, "My name's Dr. Goodhead," and you just start laughing. You're not going to get that anymore. Pussy galore, you know what I mean? On the top. I mean, it was great when she goes and kills men with her face. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it? You just don't seem to get that now. I like George Lazenby. I really did. I'm a big fan of on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I blacked out Ewoks. How are you, bud? It's good to see you. Yeah, how things are going? Hello, Gary. How are you? I'll be a good James Bond 007. I'd add a one to that. You know, I wouldn't. Don't. You're not a 007. Yeah, I think you make a good 007. The northern version. Mm. Sheriff Lobo. Yeah, Sheriff Lobo. I wish they could do reboot Female versus Saint Melissa. John Hart could play Simon Templar's now. Oh no, we don't want that. We don't. Really? And I've got a feeling you're a Melissa John Hart fan, you know. They did a Black Beauty film with Sean, loved his accent in Troy, proper Yorkshireman, and get the man back in. So, yeah. Hang on, just checking on something. Is that somebody coming out? Hang on, back a sec. No, it's all right. No. Did Black if Bond goes back to slapping one movie like that, you would be fine. Yeah, but can't do that now, mate. I think we've moved on from them days now. Do you know what I mean? Remember back in '50s where like you got them sci-fi movies where you'd have the creepy monster woman and start screaming and then the all American hero with the real cream hairstyle, he'd slap her across the face and tell her to calm down. I think them days are long behind. You know what I mean? You know, I got nothing but respect for women and women I know that won't stand for it. You know, so respect to them. Well, this thing what they put in movies for years, and it just wasn't right, was it? Really? I mean, I like women that are kicking ass on films now on TV. That Xena the Warrior Princess, she was fucking rock. You know, and I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She's great, but times have changed. We've moved on, guys. This is the world we live in. Maybe we're antiquated now. You know, we come from the age of back then. We've now become our parents. Do you know what I mean? I've been study with Ronnie Corbett, language Timothy. Oh God, yeah, I remember that. I remember with his overbearing mother. And there was one episode he met this woman, you know, and he was going to move in with her. And it was also right. She'd had enough. Said, "Look, you know," and it just finished when he went back to his mother. I think it might have finished, didn't it? There was this woman he sort of liked her, but he ended up. He just went back, didn't he? And that way, it was sort of funny, really, but it was sad at the same time. I liked it, man, with the gold gun. That woman loses her belly button, bad shouts. I've lost my yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. These days, bloody soldier will scream like and won't slap them down. Well, it's it's the times we're living now. We're all equal. That's what it's all about. So I prefer it like that. I do because women are cool and I'm a big fan of them. They make me feel good. I like women, so But things have changed. They're kicking out. Remember Ripley in Aliens? She were amazing, wasn't she? Get off her, you bitch. At end of Aliens, she kicked ass, didn't she? She was awesome. Uh, sorry, we're still saying, hang on, Osman. We've become our parent. I know. Yeah, well, don't you remember, like, when you were younger, you used to play music? And your parents said, turn that bloody racket down. It's not music. I'm 53 now, I listen to today's music. I'm like, oh God, that's awful. I'm not saying we have, but I think because we're older, I think his attitudes have changed, haven't they? You know. I was I was watching How I Met Your Mother. Oh God, I remember that. I had a Christian blonde on the back, Small Soldiers got to go. Oh, I don't know. I've not seen Small Soldiers in years. It's one of them films that's on every Christmas on Channel 5. Do you know what I mean? Small Soldiers. It was like, I don't know. I saw Small Soldiers first time. I didn't mind it, and then it were sort of over years. I can say why they never pursued a sequel with it. It's one of them films. It were right for that time. I watched a film other day, a bit of an old one, Taps, with Tom Cruise set in that military academy. They're going to close it down or something. And they take it over, and they have to bring army. And Tom Cruise, he's like his cadet. He's on it, and he's just got this killer streak in him. That were a bloody good film. Not seen that in years. But I did watch on YouTube the two movies. You remember Kolchak, The Night Stalker? The vampire one, and one with Oscar Goldman in the Hidden City under, is it Chicago or whatever? The Night Stalker, Darren McGavin. I loved The Night Stalker. I never saw it remake. I heard that were really bad, remake. Just some guy I like the chat and say what I like to do, chat about myself. It's those government. So I think we live in a changing world, buddy. I think things have changed. It's you know, it's. I just think how things are going now. It's changing world. I suppose said that in '60s with generation from '40s. When miniskirts come out and rock music and all that. People saying what's going on. It all changed. So I think we're going through some big, massive culture war, political change. I think that's where we're at now, and I think this happened in '60s, something similar. So I'm not sound very. I just open up to change. I thought it was a shame they cancelled V the Reboot. I know. Did you see final episode? You remember final episode when Mike Donovan turned up at end, and they knew they were coming, they were ready for them, weren't they, to start pushing back. And they cancelled it. It was such a shame. I quite like V the remake. Do you remember the final? Yeah, I do. I've got that. I've got some of them on DVD. They're all on YouTube as well. I saw Mean Girls on flight from Florida to oh God, yeah. Kolchak is a goddamn hero. He is. And Night Stalker is absolutely amazing. On Friday night, years ago at 90s, BBC Two ran this thing called Night Train, where they showed an episode of Night Stalker. They had this guy dressed up as a vampire, all that, and smoke everywhere. And he'd introduce and talk about it. And then he'd have two films on after. There'd be like a Hammer movie, and a horror movie, or a sci-fi movie. And then Sunday night, we got the god himself, Alex Cox, movie drone. Perfect. I'd like all that back, but I don't think it's going to come back, is it? Night Strong. Oh, yeah. I've got them both, mate. And they're both on YouTube now as well. I've got the entire TV series. I know the holidays cancelled and my birthday party cancelled. Oh, sorry to hear that, but I think a lot of things have been cancelled for a lot of us this year. I had a lot of big plans this year. None of it's happening. So I just want to get into next year. I'm hoping to get to a convention in February. And I'm meant to go to this do in Bournemouth in no first week in November, a weekend in this hotel. But I don't think that I've got a fee. I put a deposit down, but I've got a feeling they're going to cancel it. I was hoping to get down this big car boot outside near Brighton next week, and that's been cancelled. So again, just what I mean, if it's just getting cancelled, my membership at gym's been cancelled as well. I'm not going there because they haven't sorted it out. So they haven't sorted it out. Darren McGavin was also the 1989 captain. It was. I don't mind that film. It's cheesy as fuck, but it's all right, isn't it? I've got that as well on DVD. You remember David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury in Shield as well? Sorry to hear that, Joseph. I'm really sorry, mate. It hasn't been a good year for any of us, has it? Yeah, I'm at Joseph. My 50's going to be crap. Yeah, I'm 50. I was 53 3 weeks ago. I did make some friends in the pub though, and I did have a couple of friends down. So wasn't so bad, but it wasn't. It could have, normally gone out with lots of people, but it didn't happen. So quiet birthday, a couple of friends. It was all right. Pete, anyway, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to wait. All right, Pete, you look after yourself and take care. And I'll see you next Sunday. All right. Yeah. I don't know. It depends. I might be away next weekend. I'm hoping weather's boiling up and I can go sit on the beach and stare at the sea for a weekend. But we'll have to wait and see. I'll let you know for a week. But there will be 2 episodes. Could have been a classic this week, so they'll be going up. Lower Decks episode 3 review that'll be up, and the podcast, the solo one, that'll be out on Thursday. So yeah, I think there's about 4 items coming this week, and hopefully a live show next Sunday. Can't wait to get back to Buttons Skegness next year. Fingers crossed in 2 weeks, Sunday in 2022. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, mate. That's what I'm doing. Hopefully next year. Yes, I do remember it, JSG. I like Hasselhoff in Terror. Oh God, that's going back there. I remember that. With that, where they had to put the brick back to trap his spirit or whatever. Yeah. Our bars are still closed. Ours are open. Nightclubs are not open. I don't know what's going on with nightclubs. I think a lot of them are going to go under. But they're opening theatres and casinos. I don't go to casino, but they're starting to. I think they're opening them at end of month. They've been opening certain stuff a bit at a time, but nightclubs not been open. Pubs are open. Well, certain pubs, not all of them. There's a couple of pubs around where they're still shut, but there's others that are open. But I've been into a pub a couple of times, and to be honest, there's hardly anybody in them. I don't think a lot of people are going out. Yeah, I mean, I was in central London the other week. There was hardly anybody around. I mean, when it's at comic shop, there are only 4 of us in there, and you can't touch anything. They said if you touch it, you got to buy it. So I'm not going to bother going in there anymore. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I'll speak to you soon. Back at work on Wednesday. A member of staff's leaving, go to uni in September. Well, hopefully it'll all work out. Joseph, good luck with all that. I hope you get to uni. Right, guys, I'm going to go. I've been on nearly 2 hours. Actually, quite enjoyed today, actually. Sunday's film night. I'm going to watch a film. So I'm going to order some food. I think I might have to go out and get some. But I will speak to you all hopefully next Sunday. I'll put an ad up through the week. So don't forget, there's going to be a classic this week, which I've got to finish off tonight. There's going to be the Solid Sci-Fi podcast, and there will be Lower Decks episode 3, and hopefully another live show. Right, hang on. Arcade, up Arcade, and to you. So I will see you all next week, guys. Stay safe, wear a mask, and hopefully we'll get an alien invasion back into